How about that?
16.
The Sweet 16. D.L. Reese, Pam Smith, the firm, is rocking with us. 8 time behind the glass, man. Hey, trust me, I said it before the break, and we so pleased and so excited to be rocking with a guy that's just been on this show before, but he's going to be at Good Nights tomorrow and this weekend, and so excited to welcome back to the Sports Shop. Comedian Donnell Rawlings. What's up, Ashley Larry? What's going on, man?
Good morning.
I'm not Ashley no more, man. Who's Ashley? It's a new day, man. It's a new dawn. It's a new life.
You got lotion on this morning.
I'm Ashford. I'm Ashford Lawrence now. It's a new day.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ashford Lawrence. My bad.
Ashford Lawrence.
Ashford Lawrence. We'll make
Take
a notation.
off the Y.
We'll make
No more Ashley.
We'll make a notation in your bio on that. How you doing, my friend?
But if you want to write a check to Ashley Larry, I'll still take it.
I know that's right.
Man, so pleased to have you back joining us. I know you're going to be rocking with Good Nights Comedy tomorrow night, 7:30 and 10. Of course, Saturday, 7:30 and 10. Just talk about what people can expect to hear from Mr. Lawrence.
Well, if you've been following my career for probably the last 25, 30 years, you know this unedited. You're definitely not going to get no daytime comedy. It's unfiltered. It's somebody that's opinionated and makes fun of the things that are troubling the world. I just did a special on Netflix called A New Day that premiered on Netflix February 27th.
Yes.
I know it's some question like, well, if he just did a special, I know he's going to be doing the same material, but I've already started a new set. I just did, I think I've probably done 8 shows since the special came out, and everybody comes to shows they didn't expect for me to have a whole new show. If you've been following my career, like I said earlier, you know every year I come to these clubs, always switch it up. I never phone it in. You're never going to be like, man, he told the same jokes as last time. So come out. See what if you love what I did on HBO's The Wire, The Corner, Chappelle Show, BMF, I guarantee if you come see Donnell Rawlings live, you'll become a lifetime fan.
Oh man, that's what's up.
That's
what's
it.
up.
We cannot wait. We are talking to comedian Donnell Rawlings, who will be at Good Nights this weekend. It's a new day. You just mentioned your recent special on Netflix with your longtime friend Dave Chappelle as the producer. So I wanted to ask you about the evolution of that relationship and how you met and how all of this started.
Well, we both were from Washington, D.C. I'm older than Dave, but he has more time in comedy than me. And then when you come from D.C., you always was curious about the guys that made it out of D.C., what they're doing or whatever. And whenever I used to go to this particular comedy club in D.C., I was like, yo, who's the hot guy that came up from here? And they would always be like Dave Chappelle. And I'm like, man, what makes him so hot? It was like he's young, he's smart. He does, he's animated with his stuff. And me, because I'm of a competitive nature, I was like, ain't nobody thinking about no damn Dave Chappelle, right? And then when he used to come back to D.C., he would go to the same club and ask, who's popping? And they would say the normal names that everybody knew. And then they would always mention, they would say, but there's this young guy named Donnell Rawlings is burning up on the comedy scene. And Dave was like, man, ain't nobody thinking about no damn Donnell Rawlings. So it started with both of us not thinking about each other. I moved to New York. We used to cross each other's paths at the comedy club. And the thing about comics from D.C., we kind of stick together wherever we go. And our relationship, that started 30-some years ago and led to me being on the Chappelle Show. And bigger than just the relationship in the business, but he's one of my closest friends and a stand-up guy. And I consider him to be my brother.
That's awesome.
Oh, man, that's totally awesome. That's what you want, and that's what you need. We're talking to comedian Donnell Rawlings, who's going to be at Good Nights this weekend, as Pam mentioned. 7:30 and 10, Friday and Saturday night. As I'm looking at something, Donnell, and this is a sports show, talk about your experience in being involved with Winning Time, the rise of the Lakers dynasty. Talk about that.
Well, that was, for the most part, I don't really do a lot of acting work. And normally, usually if you see me in something, it's because somebody was a fan of mine. They want to put, just wanted me to be a part of it. That's unfortunately, it didn't get picked. I think we only did the winning season, really didn't win. It only did 2 seasons.
Right.
So, but it was I played Magic Johnson's dad's friend that worked at the car plant
in
there
in
in Detroit, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And it was It was a limited role. I was worked alongside of Earthquake and another comic I know named Joe Pelosi. We had like 3 or 4 scenes in it. You know, I try to make my mark on it. Again, like, I don't consider myself to be like a serious actor.
Right.
It was fun. It was a good project, and being able to align myself with HBO, it was a great experience.
Okay, wow, nice.
Awesome. We're talking to comedian Donnell Rawlings, who will be at Good Nights this weekend on Friday and Saturday. Tell us a little bit about Black Mafia Family and who you work with.
Randy Huggins, he's an executive producer and showrunner, and Tasha Smith. Tasha Smith was the director of the first episode I did. And again, that was another project that Tasha Smith, I worked with her when I was doing HBO's The Corner years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So this role came up that they hadn't cast. She thought about me, her and 50 cents or whatever you want to do, half a dollar, whatever you want to call it. So he was a fan of mine. And I played this weird character that worked at a morgue that for some reason was fixed on having sex with dead bodies. Now, that isn't my life, but that was just the character I played. And for the people that watched that show, I wasn't really the punk that they wrote me to be. Like, my nemesis guy was Lamar. Crazy dude. Was like crazier than Omar from The Wire. And the interesting thing about that character was he was always bullying me and punking me. But every time he would do that, I would roast him and say something funny or go back at him. But the directors were always like, cut, you can't talk to him like that. I'm like, why? He talking to me like that? They said, because Lamar would have took your hand and crashed it through that cement wall. You got to be a punk. So for all the people who think they're going to test me in real life, don't test me. That was art. It's not
there you go.
imitating life.
That's called acting.
It was called acting. And it was like nobody knew that the character was going to grow like that. I did the first season finale, but Randy Huggins, he really, really liked that character. The second season, they brought me back for 2 episodes. And then, like, every week, the writers would call me and say, we got some more for you. So it went from a role where I was going to be in, like, 2 episodes to, I think, ultimately I did, like, 8 episodes. And that was, like, a kind of a cult classic. And especially in the hood, they really loved that show.
Oh, absolutely. We're talking about Donnell Rawlings, who's an actor, comedian, and it's going to be a Good Nights this weekend. And congratulations on your career. But I want to ask you a question about just the evolution of your career. First, a 2-part question. Are you doing exactly what you wanted to do? And what's the next step for you, my friend?
The crazy thing, this isn't what I wanted to do. When I was younger, I wanted to be an architect. I wasn't really that savvy in math, so I was like, okay, maybe I'll be a carpenter. I wasn't really nice with a hammer. And then that went to me being in the military. The way I got into comedy, I used to go to this comedy club with some coworkers years ago, and I used to heckle the comedians. I mean, I became such a good heckler. People started paying to come see me ruin the show. And the club wanted me to shut up, which they do for most people that think they want to be funny.
Right.
They dared me to go on stage. I went on stage. The first time I performed, I got a standing O, and I haven't looked back 32 years later.
Wow.
I'm still doing it. Never gave myself a plan B.
Oh, man.
And the thing about it was, like, I never wanted to be – a lot of people, when they think about this business, first thing they do, what do you want to do? I want to be rich and famous. I never wanted to do any of that. Only thing I wanted to do was be good. And I said to myself, and that's with anything in life, if you are good at something, you got the work ethics and you're inspired, if you put the work in, eventually it'll turn into something that, make you have a decent life. So it wasn't never, like when I was young, you heard so many stories of artists. When I was younger, I knew this was what I wanted to do. I had no idea that I would be doing stand-up comedy. They had no idea that I would evolve into me being an actor. None of this. There was a God-given talent that I had that I found, and I turned it into a business.
Awesome.
And what an awesome business you have. Before we let you go, we're talking to Donnell Rawlings, who will be at Good Nights this weekend. You have a podcast that has reached over 4 million views. So tell us about the podcast and where we can catch it.
Well, one thing I'll say, Cat Williams will not be on the podcast.
Okay. That was going to be my next question.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about me telling no truths or lies.
Okay.
But, I don't know, boy. That daggone Shade room was hot right there.
That thing popping hot.
Shade room is hot.
They said, "Do you want to do Club Shay?" I said, "Nah, I'm good. I'm
Okay.
stay in my lane." But it's been a hiatus for probably like 6 or 7 months. One thing about podcasts, you got to be consistent with it. I was really into it during the pandemic because I didn't really have too much other things to do. But once the pandemic kind of lifted up and I went back to work, I kind of like put it to the back burner. But, you know, in like the last 3 weeks, I've been doing like promotional tour for my special, and everywhere I go, people are like, "What's up with the podcast? What's up with the podcast?" So I plan on relaunching it in the next couple of weeks. It's a representation of what I do as a stand-up, unfiltered, unedited. It's like a free space for me. It's the Donnell Rawlings Show. If you go on and get ready for me to drop some new episodes, if you go to YouTube, the Donnell Rawlings Show, subscribe. I'm going to have some new episodes dropping in the next couple of weeks.
Awesome.
That's going to be fantastic. Again, he's at Good Nights tomorrow night, 7:30 and 10, and Saturday, 7:30 and 10. My friend, thank you for getting up early to hang out with us, man. We appreciate you. We'll see you this weekend.
All right. Thank you for your time, guys.
Thank you.
Wow, man.